kick this last day off of the script workshop 2020. Our focal point this year was community impact, community resilience. I'm gonna take this off because I feel like Janet Jackson, so I'm gonna take it off. So today what we wanna do is to literally kick off the last day and making sure that we pay homage to our bodies. So those of us who have been in the workshop for 2 whole days have been sitting down for 48 hours. So if you got enough energy, I'm gonna ask everybody to stand on up today. I'm gonna have Lila walk us through any type of warm-up that, did you warm up today?
Yeah.
Did you stretch?
I'm just here from work. So
you just came from work? Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do is, if you want to, stand up out of your seat that you've been sitting in for 48 hours. Yeah. What we're gonna do is just squat down a little bit. This is Lilo's favorite stretch, okay? We're gonna stretch a little bit. These here are called our hip flexors, okay? The way you open up your hip flexors is to open them up with your elbows through your knees, and we're just gonna stretch and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Open, close, straight up, breathe. You okay over there? No. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. Hands straight up and squat down, breathe, open. Don't act like Dr. Warner never seen you do this.
You see this slide?
Come on. All right, ready, breathe. Everybody, my name is Coach Nita Watson. Bring your left knee up. This is Coach Lilo. We are the coaches. I'm the director of the Self-Care Lab Boxing Club located in downtown Pomona. The Self-Care Lab Boxing Club is a boxing club that we created designed to target several mental health disorders such as PTSD, such as complex trauma, such as anxiety, depression, and suicide. So we've articulated how does exercise help to reduce these symptomologies. So we just created boxing to be literally our go-to thing that we use, okay? So today, Coach Lilo and I will be walking you guys through the basic front. Forgive us. Remember, we're on the south side of Pomona. Anything is possible, okay? Anything is possible at any moment. So we're gonna show you guys today how we choose to deal with trauma. We're also gonna show you guys how we're gonna deal with everyday exercise and fitness, okay? So Coach Lilo, typically when we start, what is one of the first things that we do when we train?
We stretch, of course.
We stretch. And what's the second thing we do?
Shadow box.
We shadow box. But in order for us to shadow box, I'm going to show some of you guys a few movements that will help increase endorphins, help increase movement, help increase just your overall energy. And like I said, we call this program the Self-Care Lab because we spend so much time throughout the day taking care of everybody else, taking care of businesses, taking care of babies, taking care of communities. So we really wanted to impact the importance of making time for ourselves so that way we could be better service providers. So the first thing we're gonna do is walk you guys through the basics. So typically when we teach this, as we've done so for 4 years, guys, we've trained almost 8,000 people in about 4 years, and I couldn't have did it without this guy and the rest of these guys that y'all don't see right here. So Coach Lila, what foot typically do we start with the traditional fighter?
The traditional fighter is an orthodox fighter. You will be standing with your left foot right in front.
You almost forgot what side.
Yeah.
Okay, left foot first, okay? All right. And why do we stand this way?
Keep balance.
Keep the balance, okay? And really, what is balance used for when we're teaching boxing? Why is balance so important?
Use balance that way when you're moving around. You don't use forward, trip, or anything like that. No,
yeah.
Basically, just balance yourself. That way, if they hit you, you're able to stay strong.
Okay. And if we wanted to apply that to mental health, it's important for us to be able to be grounded. It's imperative for us to be able to have control over impulses. So if we're distracted by everyday life, it's going to be difficult for us to literally make that time for ourselves. So we're literally gearing towards balance and boundaries, okay? So the second thing we're going to do, where do we place our hands, Coach Lila?
Right in your face.
And why do we protect our face, Coach Lila?
This is your money maker.
This is your money maker? You got the money you make, Dr. Warner? All right, so we're going to protect our face like Coach Lila said, okay? So the first punch we're going to teach you guys is called the jab. I like to call this the most important weapon in our arsenal, okay? So how do you throw the jab, Coach Lilo?
Switch it up for you guys.
Okay. Ooh, show them that side, boy.
Straight out.
Jab, okay? So those of them who don't understand boxing, why is that punch so important?
This is your leading hand.
Everything
starts with this hand.
Okay.
Every punch, every combination.
It's always your jab.
It's always your jab.
So how do we throw the jab again?
Jab, you're gonna go from point A to point B. You're gonna go from 1, 2, and out, and one more.
Perfect. So that's the first punch called the jab. The second one we're gonna teach you guys is called the cross. Literally, these two punches go hand in hand. Oftentimes when we're teaching this, if we see traditional street fighting, you normally see this when people are fighting. So we want to get away from error. We want to get away from unsafe behaviors. And like I said, we're not advocating for violence. We're advocating for self-esteem boosting. We're advocating for self-confidence, but we're advocating overall just for self-protection, okay? So the next punch is the cross. So Lilo, when we're throwing the number 1, how does the number 2 start to begin to formulate? What do we do?
Once it's out here, it's like driving stick shift. You're gonna go right in the middle of it. Boom, and connect. Bring that jab in, right in the middle, boom. Make sure your hips, always the hips. A lot of people don't use hips, they just want to use pure force.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
So you guys see, that's the jab and that's the cross. Probably your most important weapons you're ever gonna find in your arsenal, okay? Let's start from the beginning, Coach Lila. Everybody, stand up on your goddamn feet. If you can, slide out of your office chair that you've been sitting in all day. We've been promoting for self-care and for community. This is where now you lead by example. Our communities cannot change if we don't buy into change, okay? So we're gonna start from the beginning, all right? Where's our hands at, everybody? Right here by our face. So what's the first punch that we throw, everybody? It's called the what, Lilo?
Jab.
So let's throw it. 1, 2, 3, snatch. 1, 2, 3, snatch. Last one. 1, 2, 3, snatch. After that one, Coach Lila, what's the next punch that we throw?
Cross.
Let's put those together. Jab, cross. Again, jab, cross. One more, jab, cross. Ladies and gentlemen, you're almost official. You're almost ready to get your hands registered, as they say in communities, okay? The next 2 punches, and again, primarily when we are blessed to do this workshop, we have about an hour and a half. So we're gonna break all of these movements down just to encourage you that you too can keep moving at home, okay? So the next 2 punches are probably Coach Lilo's favorite. I look so awkward when I do these punches, are called a left hook and a right hook. Coach Lilo, show us the left hook and a right hook.
Yep.
Okay, okay, again. And where do those punches normally land if there was ever an opportunity if the person had to throw a punch? Where would they land?
Whatever you're set up. You can set it up to the head, or you can set it up to the body.
Okay.
Depends where you're going. Boom, boom.
Oh, okay. Would you like to show them from the beginning how we throw all 4 of those punches together? It's hot in here, so you sure you can handle it?
I got my back down. That's okay.
I left mine somewhere. All right, Dr. Warner, you should be knowing these things because you did it for so long, so hopefully you're paying attention. From the beginning, everybody, remember, this is about your self-care. Whether you do it now or whether you do it later, it's going to be important for you to lead by example, okay? So place that left foot here. Protect your face. Protect your face like you would your emotions. Protect your face as you would your community. Protect your face as you would your family and your finances, okay? Hand is straight up. Jab, love, jab, cross. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Want to take them through 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last one, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, even at 37 and 54, we can still keep moving. It's not about the age. It's not about the experience. It's how well do you want to look years from now? How well do you want to feel a few days from now? How well and how serious are you to deal with these depressive symptoms? There are medications out there. There are different forms of treatment for depression. We just chose exercise. And research has proven that intense exercise does help to reduce symptomologies of PTSD, anxieties, and various forms of trauma, including depression, okay? So the next 2 punches we're gonna take you through are the last 2, probably my most favorite. Would you like to throw the gloves on and help me do it? You sure? Y'all want to see the gloves and actually see us do it? Now, don't judge me, okay? Because I haven't ran. When was the last time I ran? I ran on Friday. I think I ran. Did I run you?
I think so.
I ran on Friday. I promise y'all I did, okay? So these here are what we call boxing gloves, okay? People always wonder, where can you purchase boxing gloves? There are a plethora of different places that you can can purchase gloves. I'm not here to promote for any brand. It's just my job to encourage you to invest in an actual good brand, okay? There are oftentimes some of you guys are at Target and at Ross, and I'm okay with that. But just because they glitter like gold doesn't mean that they will actually work, okay? So Coach Lilo, I should have had you doing this. We're gonna start from the beginning, okay, everybody? Y'all see these orange? We wear orange here because it's the color of self-confidence. It's the color of strength and courage and just overall pride. More importantly, it's the original color of the city of Pomona, the city that we represent, the city of trees. So this is why we wear orange here. Of course, we're rocking blue for the workshop, but we're gonna show you guys the impact of what we do here. Don't make me look bad in front of Dr. Warner. All right, first one, call it out for me. Don't get fancy. All right, let's go.
There you go. Put your left uppercut.
You would do that. All right, let's go.
Left. 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 And right. And right. And right. One and one. One and one. One more time. And the last one. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the left uppercut. I'm breathing hard like Rasputia, but I made it. And a right uppercut. So we want to encourage you guys. All of us have probably watched boxing at some point of our lives. And we're probably watching it as a spectator saying, hold your hands up, protect yourself. The same thing that we're teaching to our clients. It's okay, we're going to get through this. But it's not until you've actually been in the middle of a fight that way that you can actually attest and tell somebody what it takes to do this. So this is why it's important for us to try it, whether it's boxing or any form of movement, so that way we can lead by example. You want to try it again? Y'all think we can do it again? All right, let's try it again. What's the punch you're gonna do? Oh, crap, left.
Come together. Here we go. In.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's boxing. This is life. This is how we chose to deal with trauma. We've been blessed to do this project together for about 4 years, about 4.5 years. We've trained multiple children here in the city of Pomona, from upper echelon to lower socioeconomical neighborhoods. But really what we want to do is just promote for overall success. We really want to promote for change. We want to promote for impact. There's a lot of kids who literally, they call boxing what? The poor man's sport. Literally because it's a dog-eat-dog world. But I don't want my youth or my athletes to have to come in and not have a place to deal with trauma. So this is how we choose to deal with trauma. Again, I am Coach Nita. This is Coach Lilo. That's Dr. Warner. We're gonna walk you guys through one more time to show you guys exactly what Dr. Warner does when she's here. Ready? All right, let's
Stop.
Heck no.
1,
Ooh.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of breath. I'm Coach Nita Watson. You can find us on any social media platform. You can find us on Instagram. Look at Christina. She's like, hold on, girl, I'm breathing hard. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us at www.theselfcarelab.com. Pay attention to everything we're getting ready to do for 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Nita, you have about 15 more minutes. I don't know if you want to show us something else or if anyone has any questions they want to ask.
I got one of my guys I'm going to bring on right now. We're going to walk you guys through mitt work, how we train here. This is Coach Lilo. This is Coach A. This is Coach Caesar, our camera guy. We're going to show you guys literally some of the movements and some of the boxing we learned. Okay? Tell him he can come too. We're going to walk you guys through typically a mid-work session. Then we're going to walk you guys through some at-home exercises that you can do. Ready? Let's go. Guys, see the movements that they're throwing. The reason I wanted you guys to see that at a very high intensive movement was because it takes the breathing, it takes calmness, and this is what we teach as far as impulse control. So how does boxing relate to impulse control? If your brain is so overwhelmed, if you're not processing right, if you're not staying grounded, if you're not connecting yourself to people, this is where anxiety kicks in. This is where anxiety attacks kick in because we don't have an outlet. We're not grounded enough and there's too many impulses, there's too many triggers. So this is why it's important to be able to breathe, to listen, to have self-control, because at any moment injury can happen, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is Coach Paul. That is Coach Lilo. Take a breather. Give yourself a round of applause. Now I know everybody was up doing those movements. So now we're gonna show you guys how to cool down, okay? When we choose to cool down with our clients, there are various grounding techniques, meditation techniques that you could do. Not everybody is at a very high level to deal with intensity. So it's imperative for us to be able to learn our population, to know that the youth that we're dealing with, to understand their triggers of trauma. There are certain children who cannot take the intensity of the loud noises. So it's important for us to stay connected to the people that we service so that way we know what techniques and interventions work primarily for which person, but more importantly, staying connected to cultural diversity. It's imperative for us to understand the culture that goes into boxing, the subcultures that go into boxing. It's also important for us to understand the various diagnoses that go along with trauma, such as persistent development disorder, such as PTSD, such as ASD. Do we understand the difference from ASD from PTSD? Understanding the duration, understanding the symptoms that go along with that. So it takes time and energy to develop this program. It takes time, energy, and education to be able to psychoeducate everybody else that's here. So as they're hitting the bags, you guys, this is just bigger than boxing. I'm teaching the importance of mental health. I'm teaching diagnosis. And guess what? We pay for this program by ourselves. So this is not a pitch for help. This is just a pitch to let you know you can work with whatever resources you have to impact your community. You don't need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of resources, okay? So I'm going to show you guys really quick how to calm down. We've been at work all day. Some of you guys have been on the Zoom since about 9 a.m. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to calm down, okay? We're going to come down. We're going to squat. Hands down, we're gonna go into a plank. Ready, Paul? Straight out. No, Lilo. He has a different type of hip, Dr. Warner, so he won't be able to get down this low. Okay, so we're gonna show you guys how to plank and just relax. We're gonna do an elbow plank for about 10 seconds. Ready? We're just gonna breathe. What this does is just balance out your core, strengthen your core, calming yourself. If you chose to ground this way, you could ground this way, okay? And breathe. Bring your knees in. We're gonna go straight up. This is the stretch we taught you guys yesterday called the YTW, okay? Take your arms straight up until letter Y. Ground yourself, center yourself, breathe. Open for letter T and close for letter Y. One more time, guys, letter Y. This is how we work with our clients. We use SMART goals, attainable goals, things that are reachable. Snowball effect, very baby steps. One more letter Y. And always meet your clients where they are. And understanding this transitional COVID time, that it's important. Stand up, to be patient with our clients, because this is not an easy thing to process. And most of our clients are probably adolescents. And most of our clients are probably in various facilities such as group care or foster care. So it's important for us to encourage them as well, but it's important for us to literally take the time to take time for ourselves, because if we don't, literally we will not be any good to our communities. Okay, we're gonna do one more stretch, over to the right, to the left, excuse me, come on, breathe. 1, 2, 1, 1, 8. To the right, breathe, guys. So when you get out of the bed every morning, I want somebody to start moving. Somebody to make an effort, breathe straight down. Somebody to make an effort that today I'm gonna make time for my body. I'm gonna take time to break generational patterns of how we eat. One more piece, down. Generational patterns of how we eat, elbows, of how we eat. This is not about perfection, this is about progress and dealing with it. Again, I am Coach Nita Watson, located at 273 South Park, Pomona, www.theselfcarelab.com. Again, this is how we choose to bring mental and physical health together to deal with issues in our community and also provide a place for our community to go to. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Dr. Warner, is there any questions? Let me know. Again, this is Coach Lalo. Forgot about this guy. Y'all give it up for Coach Lalo. He's in the corner sweating like a God even knows.
And Dr. Warner's actually in the breakout room right now, but in case anybody wasn't in the meeting yesterday, could you kind of tell us what you guys are doing with COVID? We have about 10 minutes, so if you kind of say maybe what you guys are, how you guys are doing.
A lot of times when we think about boxing clubs, we think about the traditional mom and pop mentality. And a lot of boxing clubs are really designed to go virtual and all these fancy things. So what we try to do is literally buy into change. How can we offer online and virtual training? So that's going to be our goal moving forward for the fall. But right now we're offering outside training. Yes, it's hot, but it's been probably one of the most impactful, most intensive trainings that we've ever done by offering the outside. So we're still training, it's just outside. More importantly, we're trying to rebuild and actually expand our mental health project. So by 2021, we want to be able to take mental health and this form of mental health into the school districts, because there is little or no physical education right now with schools being closed. So we want to be able to offer alternatives to our school districts all across Southern California, as far as West Nevada. So what we want to do is really offer alternatives. I'm also trying to encourage our youth to not get discouraged during this time. So we're offering online trainings, we're offering outside trainings, we're going to be offering online parenting groups so that way we can have support. Because even though, yes, our parents work and everything, but no one signed a working mom up to now become a teacher. So how do we process that to be able to?
She does, but she doesn't put everything out there because then she'll be giving it away.
So what we want to do is just make sure that there are outlets available. So we want to build our physical educational program for the school district. We also want to be able to intensify our workout plans by offering outside trainings and just getting ready to actually get back to outside of these phase 1s, 2s, and 3s. So that's what we're going to be doing post or pre-COVID-19 and just awaiting transition right now. And I see somebody's having a full conversation in the back. Any other questions for us, Miss Christina?
You guys did awesome.
It's so important for us to literally take this time and not take advantage of this downtime. It's going to be important for us to literally decide, are we going to break or are we going to keep going? Because there are clients and children and athletes and communities waiting for us to get back to work. So it's important for us to take this time to kind of self-care, to better, but to be very unapologetic about your time. So that's why we promote for self-care. Again, you can find us on any social media platform. We've taught this at U.S.A, shout out to U.S.A, LAPD, you name it, we've taught this everywhere about the importance of fitness and trauma and how the two go hand in hand. Any other questions for us, Christine?
No, but I think there was a few people who wanted to go into the Q&A, so we can definitely put you guys in there.
All right, let's go.
Is there anybody else that would like to be in it before we?
Yeah, go ahead and go in the Q&A, but if you want to come back and do the Hope Awards, please come back in here because we're going to close out the conference. So you'll be joining us when the conference is closing out after your 30 minutes is up.
Gotcha.